morning, everyone. And the first thing I'd like to do is thank the Patrick Henry High School Quartet. What beautiful music this morning. I was not expecting that. I tell you, that was great. And I was not expecting this weather this morning. What a beautiful morning. And there's no place better to be than in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. This is awesome. I mean, Roanoke Valley, no place better. Before I begin my remarks, I tell you a little bit about what's going to take place. We're going to have, the mayor has invited Melissa Perez Orta Day, and I think I got that right. She'll let me know. She said close. We're good. She's going to give our national anthem. Following that, we will have Lawrence McConnell of the Roanoke Times to deliver a message on behalf of our board chair. Melissa, if you can come to the stage.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in our gay proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow, that was terrific. One more round of applause for Melissa. Well, thank you, Mark, for that introduction, and good morning to this assembled multitude. On behalf of all of us at the Roanoke Times, Terry Jamerson, our publisher and your chamber chair this year, sends her greetings as well. Unfortunately, she cannot be with us this morning because she's attending to some important family matters. As a longstanding member of the Roanoke Regional Chamber of Commerce, the Roanoke Times stands shoulder to shoulder with all of you in working for the betterment of our community. Accordingly, we are pleased this morning to hear an update from our mayor about the recent progress in the city and the challenges in the days to come. Again, welcome and thank you all for your continued support of the Roanoke Regional Chamber's good works.
This event continues to grow each year, and every year we add new pieces in, and what a great start to a great day this morning. I'm Mark Hudzik, member of the Roanoke Regional Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors and chair of the Public Policy Council. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this year's State of the City address. Today's program is important in supporting the Chamber's mission to promote, stimulate, and improve business. We are proud of the collaborative relationships between the business community and the local government. which has proven to be effective in getting things done. Over the past year, our city leaders have continued to support initiatives that foster economic development, address needs within our community, and cultivate strong regional partnerships with neighboring localities. The growth we've experienced in recent years is a testament to the hard work of our elected leaders, business leaders, civic leaders, neighborhood leaders, and citizens that call the city of Roanoke home. Looking forward, the city will revisit its comprehensive plan and map out priorities for the next 20 years, and I can't wait to see what that looks like. It's going to be awesome. Be sure to engage in this process because your voice and the voice of the business community is extremely important. I know Mayor Sherman Lee Sr., Superintendent Rita Bishop, and City Administrator Bob Cowell have much to say on the city's resiliency, recent achievements, and goals for the future. Before diving into the program, I'd like to thank our chamber sponsors that made this morning's event possible. Appalachian Power, Korean Clinic, First Citizens Bank, Poe and Crunk Real Estate Group, RGC Resources, Spillman Thomas, and Battle. Thank you, folks. And I also want to thank our Chamber of Commerce employees. If you're in the room, can you stand up? Because I tell you what, these are a lot of work. If we've got folks from the chamber, Joyce, if you could stand up and be recognized. Mayor Lee will formally recognize City Council later in the program, but on behalf of the Chamber, I would like to thank the members of the Council for their service to our city and Virginia's Blue Ridge region. There are several distinguished guests with us this morning from throughout the region. Please hold your applause as we have many to cover. Virginia Senator John Edwards, Virginia Delegate Chris Head, Roanoke County Board of Supervisors Chair Martha Hooker, Vice Chairman Jason Peters, Supervisors Joe McNara and Phil North, and County Administrator Tom Gates. City of Salem Vice Mayor Jane Johnson and Council Members Bill Jones and John Saunders. Town of Vinton Mayor Brad Gross, Vice Mayor Keith Lyles, Council Member Jay Shadee, and County Administrator Barry Thompson. Gwen Mason, representing the office of Senator Tim Kaine, and Christine Broughton, representing the office of Congressman Bob Goodlatte. Thank you for your attendance. And now, without further ado, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome today's featured speaker, somebody who's given so much to this community through the years, Dr. Rita Bishop. Dr. Bishop has served as the Superintendent of Schools since her return to Roanoke on August 1st, 2007. Throughout her career, Dr. Bishop has served as a teacher, a counselor, vice principal, interim director of personnel, administrator of special programs, and assistant superintendent for educational services. She has been recognized at the state and national level for many accomplishments, most recently as Virginia's Superintendent of the Year in 2013. Her focus as superintendent is school safety, effective instruction, empowered teachers, innovative curriculum, open and honest communication, and development of an effective learning organization, increased graduation rate, and a school division known for management, excellence, and elegance. Dr. Bishop, if you could come forward, please.
Good morning, everyone. It's a true pleasure to be here this morning, and I appreciate the Chamber providing this wonderful opportunity for all of us. You know, I am absolutely committed to the importance of education, and I also believe that education is very important to the economy of any region and certainly any city. Anybody want to relocate their business or their family to an area that has a bad school district? I really don't think so. But I'm here to ask you to please support Roanoke City Public Schools. Our accomplishments are truly extraordinary. I spent a week in Philadelphia with a campaign for grade level reading and heard over and over again about how good Roanoke City Public Schools are, and I ask you to please keep that in mind. There's a brochure at your table. I would truly appreciate it if you would look at that brochure, take it with you, and pass it on to anybody who needs information about the district. We have over 40 partnerships, and they are robust partnerships, not paper partnerships. And I'm going to mention 3 of those this morning. First of all, let me tell you that we believe that all of our schools are accredited. And but that is because of these partnerships. We have a new one this year that has done wonderful things at Hurt Park. It's called Turn the Page. Every other Saturday, without fail, Hurt Park students got books from the Turn the Page organization, and they got breakfast for themselves and their families. We see a new and love of books in that because of that program. I want to thank the library partnership because they just give us books, and assistance in all kinds of ways. And these 2, I think, have been very instrumental in improving reading in the district. And then you heard this morning the strings ensemble. And I'm going to say that David Lips was here this morning, and for many, many years, he has been the kind of passionate leader that has driven this music program to national eminence. This year, and the RSO, by the way, is the 3rd major partnership. Roanoke Symphony Orchestra works with our students, and they're tireless. I do want to tell you that this year, our music program has been invited back to Orchestra Hall in Chicago for a very prestigious concert and competition. And the band has also been invited to Disney World. So I cannot, that's fine. But people like David Lips make that happen. So I will tell you that the graduation rate this year is 90%, and it has and I am told that there is a little tiny decimal over 90. But I want to really thank the school board, and I'm not going to take time to introduce them, but they have never once told me that I should change what we do because of that number. That number is a 4-year on-time graduation rate. But we persist and we stay with students through 5 years and maybe a little bit more if we need to. It would be much higher if we counted every student that we graduate in the 5th year. So that is really important. I do want to tell you that it is the board's goal. It is so strong for me. Our kids just have to be safe. And we were able to hire a chief of security. You probably know him best as the former police chief. He met with Ken Trump, Laura Rottenborn from our school board, and several top management folks from Roanoke City Schools. Ken Trump tells us that we are probably one of the safest places he knows. And we have done, I've worked with the man before I even returned to Roanoke. We have done everything he has suggested at every juncture. And we're we're working on some additional things that probably most folks haven't even thought of. So I believe in education, but I also believe that school safety is essential. So what are our next steps? Well, you can't breathe in education. We're going to continue the academic momentum. We have new math standards and we're ready. We spent all summer getting ready. But we are going to continue that academic progress, and the opportunities are vast in this district. Do all of you know that Roanoke City Schools has more slots at the governor's school than anybody else in the region? And those kids are doing amazing things. But everybody needs an academic program that suits and develops their talent. We're going to be engaged in targeted workforce preparation, And we're going to use Virginia Western in large part as our community partner. A school district never had a better partner than Dr. Sandel and Virginia Western. And we are going to become a trauma-informed school district. I could spend 2 hours explaining that, but what it means is if you were to close your eyes, everyone in this room, you would get in touch with something that was traumatic in your life as a child. And many of us needed adults to help us through that, and that's what we intend to provide. So we need a spectrum of opportunities for our students, but we have to understand where they come from and what's going on. And trauma-informed takes in everything from academic progress to school safety. It's all right there. We are a 7-time All-America city, huh? Well, that is, I think, largely because of the wonderful cooperation between the school board and city council. And I want all of you to know that we get 40% of the revenues of the city. And we are deeply appreciative, and we really care that we are accountable, and we send you rather constant reports of that accountability. I mentioned I was in Philadelphia, and I have to tell you that some of you heard Ralph Smith from the Campaign for Grade Level Reading when he was here. And so he'd walk by and he'd say, "We all think that Roanoke is the best. By the way, how's Mayor Lee?" So he made a very important impression out there in Denver. And I think that we are going to walk into the 8th competition stronger than we were before. I really do. So thank you to everyone, and please don't leave this on your table. Justin McLeod will kill me. So, I'm trying to move this program right along, because I know many of you have to go to work. It has been such a pleasure to get to know our new city manager, who was appointed on September 5th of 2017. He came to Roanoke from Amarillo, Texas, where he served as deputy city manager. He gave me license to edit his resume, and it's really kind of too bad. He's had leadership roles all over this country, including working with Katrina hurricane relief. I really respect that. And he has certifications, accreditations that make him absolutely the right choice for Roanoke City. And I cannot tell you how much I have appreciated getting to know him and his care and concern for our issues. And it's such a good collaboration, and I've really over-edited. But if you want to see his resume, come and talk to me. Mr. Cowell and his wife, Ellen, live in the city of Roanoke. And on a deeply personal note, if you've not read his recent blog, you should, because this is a man that really gets American public education and wishes to protect it. Thank you very much, Mr. Cowell.
Thank you, Rita. And yeah, I'm glad she edited that, because it's always one of the more uncomfortable things to do, to sit through and listen to somebody read about all your credentials and all those things you have to put in there. But I appreciate it, and I appreciate this opportunity. It is tough to follow Dr. Bishop and to precede Mayor Lee. I'm told that I'm supposed to keep this relatively short, so I can at least leave the mayor 2 or 3 minutes to do his thing at the end and stuff. So I will try my best as I work through this. I do want to thank the Chamber of Commerce, its leadership, its staff for this opportunity and for all you do here in the community. I also want to thank each of you in this room for your interest in the city, for what you do in your businesses and organizations to make Roanoke the great place that it is, and on a personal note, for the gracious and kind welcome that my wife and I have received over the past year. I'd also like to take just a few moments and acknowledge and thank the folks that are working to serve us here today, as well as those that continue to toil behind the scenes. And I know they're busy at work and they don't normally get recognized, so I want to thank them for the work that they've done as well. And of course, I want to thank the mayor as well as the council members, current and past, for providing me the opportunity to lead an organization as wonderful as that we have here in Roanoke. One year ago, almost to the day, I attended my first official event as the selected city manager, and it was this event. And I don't know if the mayor recalls, but as the mayor was beginning his comments, he introduced me for the first time to the community, and the lights went out in the room. And he said, "Don't take any message from that," and I'm thankful that there hasn't been any, it wasn't a foreshadowing anything to come. So, but it was an opportunity that I had to meet many of you for the very first time and to attend almost immediately what turned out to be the first of hundreds of meetings. I went straight from here to a meeting with Lee Wilhelm and the VBR. So thank you, Lee, for introducing me to that opportunity of meetings. I also had the opportunity, albeit very quick and brief, at a breakfast at the hotel to meet some of the more important sort of influencers in the community: John Dooley, Nancy Agee, N.L. Bishop, Michael Friedlander, and others. And most importantly, I got my Virginia Tech hat that day from John Dooley. So it made me an official as I came into the community. This first year has passed by at incredible speed, and I've loved nearly every moment of it. For my comments this year, which again I'll try to keep brief, I'll ask that you indulge me a bit, because this is the only time I get to stand up here and say, hey, my first year was this. So that's what I'm going to try to use as the framework to sort of highlight what's been going on in Roanoke and why it's such a wonderful place. The question that I've been asked most often over this past year is, why Roanoke? Why leave the booming economy of Texas and head to Virginia's Blue Ridge? And my answer has been consistent in every time that I've been asked that. Roanoke's location in the southeast, presence of the unparalleled outdoor beauty, steady momentum of progress, and a reputation for strong leadership and an organization that delivers for its citizens. Each of these initially attracted me to Roanoke as a place to continue my now 25 years in public service. Have those expectations been met? Is Roanoke what that recruitment brochure that we all get when we apply for a job, is it holding up? And I can say yes and more. The mountains, as Beth Dowdy is fond of saying, are more than just outdoor wallpaper. They offer hundreds of miles of hiking trails, and I have tried to take advantage of as many of those as my now 50-year-old knees will allow me to do. There are scenic drives and beauty not found in such close proximity to very many cities found in the U.S. I have found a surprisingly vibrant downtown, seemingly with activities occurring every day of the year, and as many of you who have had to deal with sporadic street closures in downtown know that there is always something going on in downtown. I have found wonderful neighborhoods with incredible village centers offering all manner of amenities within easy reach. I'm actually able to walk from my house to see the latest movie in an 80-year-old movie theater. There are not many places in the U.S. that you can say that, and it's a great opportunity that exists within our community. Perhaps most importantly, I found a community of people welcoming to newcomers, interested in bettering themselves and their community, genuinely interested in your success and in helping those in need. I found an organization staffed by the best and most capable professionals I've ever worked with, along with the most dedicated and hardworking employees you could ask for. I found a council that cares deeply about the success of the community above self-interest or ideology, led by a mayor that is one of the most genuine persons that I've ever met. So yes, Roanoke has met those original expectations and then some. So it's been essentially, as I mentioned, 365 days since I first arrived. And what have I learned? In addition to those items that I just mentioned, I have learned that Roanoke is a community that has benefited from the strong leadership and vision of recent managers. Darlene helped this community imagine what it could be, and Chris helped it become that and more, and helped ensure the organization was one of strong and capable leaders. I have learned that Roanoke has positioned itself well to compete economically. I am a firm believer that for the foreseeable future, real problems will best be solved at the local level, and real opportunities will be best realized at the local level. State and federal governments remain vital and critical partners, but increasingly collaboration among local governments, institutions of higher education, local nonprofits, and locally grown businesses are where the real action is. The emphasis on and success with placemaking, downtown revitalization, investment and expansion in medical research and care, celebration of the arts and culture, regional cooperation, and protection and enhancement of the environment are all contemporary markers of the best-in-class efforts of the most successful cities, and we have all of those in spades. We are bearing fruit from these efforts, a growing economy, increasing real estate values, which for us means increasing tax revenue, which is very important, increasing higher quality of life, and more frequent placement on all those crazy best of lists, whatever they are out there, and many, many other things that we're seeing. I have also learned over the course of this year that in spite of this momentum, we still have many in our community that are not succeeding, that continue to struggle to make ends meet, to find hope, and to feel positive about their future. High concentrations of poverty, increasing substance abuse, gun violence, and despair must not remain in our community, and I believe they will slow our momentum and limit our success if not addressed. Fortunately, I have also learned that there are hundreds, and I would say actually probably thousands, that are joining together in our community to address these issues, to take advantage of the momentum that we are experiencing and the strength we exhibit to address these challenges head on. So, the first year has taught me a great deal. I've learned of many successes and of the challenges that remain. I have learned that Roanoke is a great city with many, many opportunities. So what lies ahead for us? In the last few moments I have, let me briefly offer a glimpse of what might be before us. Recently, I had the opportunity to lead the council through a strategic planning retreat where they affirmed their commitment to making Roanoke a safe, caring, and economically vibrant community in which to learn, live, work, play, and prosper. This will be accomplished by a continued emphasis on plugging our area into the larger national and global economies. Think of things like VTCRI, Carillion, the Innovation Corridor, Eldor, tourism, etc. Those are the types of things we're talking about. But increasingly, this will also involve an emphasis on strength from within. That is ensuring that each of our neighborhoods, business corridors, and districts are positioned to offer the greatest opportunity at success for each of our businesses, families, and individuals. These efforts will be achieved by prioritizing, being strategic in our actions, maintaining and enhancing partnerships, innovating and empowering those closest to the challenges and opportunities. So what lies ahead for the Star City? A bright and shining future, one where every individual, every family, and every business is afforded the best opportunity to succeed and achieve to their fullest potential that the community is able to provide. A year has flown by. I have learned a great deal. I am incredibly excited about the future, and I look forward to working with the mayor and the council and each of you to keep the really exciting momentum that we have, keep that going. Thank you. I now have the honor to introduce the reason you're really here, which is to hear from our mayor, the mayor that I consider to be the most caring mayor that I have ever been blessed to work for. Sherman P. Lee was elected mayor of the city of Roanoke on May 3rd, 2016. Mayor Lee began his political career as a member of the Roanoke City Council on July 1st, 2004, and has served 12 consecutive years, holding the positions of vice mayor between 2008 and 2010. During his tenure, Mr. Lee has served as chairperson of the Personnel Committee and member of the Audit and Legislative Committees. As a member of the City Council, Mr. Lee formed the Domestic Violence Task Force in 2005, began the annual Lee Youth Outdoor Basketball League in 2015, and the Lee's High School Winter Classic Basketball Challenge in 2015. As a professional, Mr. Lee spent 36 years with the Virginia Department of Corrections, assisting people with criminal convictions as they re-entered the community upon release from incarceration. His career dates back to 1976, when he began working as an institutional parole officer with the Virginia Correctional Center for Women in Goochland. Mr. Lee served as the adult probation and parole officer from 1978 to 1984, working in Danville and Pittsylvania County. In 1984, he was named Chief Probation and Parole Officer, becoming the first African American to hold that position in Virginia. Mr. Lee was promoted in 1992 to the Western Regional Director. Despite his retirement in 2012, he continues to work with individuals seeking release from incarceration through his appointment in 2014 to the Virginia Parole Board by then Governor Terry McAuliffe. Additionally, Mr. Lee is the founder and president of SP Lee and Associates, facilitating training sessions on topics including leadership, management theories, and practices, and maintaining the skills needed to remain successful in your ever-changing work environment. He has facilitated workshops for various groups and at various institutions of higher learning to include the National Association of Blacks in Criminal Justice and Virginia University of Lynchburg. He also has conducted classroom lectures for educators studying to become superintendents. Mr. Lee has been involved in numerous civic and volunteer activities, as well as committees, programs, and initiatives. And this is where I'll take license in editing and mention only a few of a very long list, including membership as a member of the Virginia Probation and Parole Association, a member of the National Association of Blacks in Criminal Justice, chair of the State Board of Directors of Virginia Cares, Incorporated, former chair of Board of Directors for the Total Action for Progress, former chair for the Roanoke City School Board, former Virginia High School League football basketball official, former college football official. Mr. Lee was awarded the 2010 William Hastie Award by the National Association of Blacks in Criminal Justice and named the 2014 Citizen of the Year by the Gamma Alpha chapter of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. He holds a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology from Virginia University and an honorary doctorate in humane letters for humanitarian work in the community from Bethlehem Bible College. Personally, Mr. Lee is an associate minister of Garden of Prayer No. 7. He is married to Clara Lee and the proud father to Erica Rosser and Sherman P. Lee Jr., and the loving grandfather of twin granddaughters Jalen and Maya and grandson Jonathan Jr. Please help me welcome Mary Lee.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. Did we have a tremendous kickoff this morning with Melissa singing that national anthem? Melissa, stand up. Stand up a little bit. Thank you. Good morning. I'm delighted to be here this morning, and I just want to do a few things and make mention. I'm pleased to be joined by my family. My daughter, Erica Rosser, who's a middle school teacher at Williamsburg Middle School, could not be here this morning, but my son, Sherman Jr., is here. Stand up, Sherman, so they'll see you. And my sweetheart, the First Lady of Roanoke, is with me this morning, Clara Lee. Give the First Lady of Roanoke a hand. I appreciate it. I'm so pleased to have you with me this morning. I want to always recognize our mayor, a former mayor, Mayor David Bowers. Mayor Bowers, stand up. It's good to see you. And all of you, I want to thank you and welcome to this 2018 State of the City's address. Let me say something special about a group of people that I work with, that I practically live with over the years. And right now, we have a council that much of what's being said and what I will say to you today is because of the commitment and the dedication of these people, and that's Roanoke City Council. And I want to introduce each one of them, and I want to ask you to hold your applause until they're all recognized. Our newly elected Vice Mayor, Joe Cobbs. Hi. My colleague for a number of years and previous Vice Mayor, Anita James Price. Councilman who's been around for a while in that position, but Councilman Bill Bestpitch. Well, we used to call her our Millennium. I don't know about the age, and she's still our Millennium person on council, Michelle Dystra. Councilman John Garland, and one of our newly elected council persons, DeJuna Osborne. Join me in thanking them. Great group of people, and we enjoy working with each other, and even when we talk about the budget, and we enjoy each other with our different views. But thank you Mr. Cowell, for your kind words, and this city council appreciates your enthusiasm, positive energy, and your leadership. And we think we've got a great city, and we thank you for that leadership, and we thank Dr. Bishop. And that's why it's so important, and I think we talk about those things. We're in good hands. We're in good hands with Bob Cowell and Dr. Rita Bishop. Thank you for your work and commitment. And I won't go back and call their names, but thank all of our area legislators who are here, who make it happen and then deal with the challenges in Richmond. We appreciate all that you do. Thank you. And I'm so pleased, and I just got to say this, it's not part of what I want to say, but all of our local elected officials, and names have been called, but thank you, because we're focused on regionalism. And we may not always agree on certain things, but I feel there are more things, we have more things in common than we do disagree, and we can come together on those things we have in common. So I'm enthused, I'm pleased and excited about what the future holds here in the Roanoke Valley. Thank you all for coming out. This morning, I'm proud to tell you that the state of the city is good. The National Civic League has recognized Roanoke as an all-American city 7 times, and we did it most recently in 2017. And let me say, no other city in the country has won it 7 times. And so I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that, and I don't know how long that'll last, but I'm proud of it right now. Right now, we're leading the way with the All-America City Award, and I'm thankful because a lot of people have made that happen. This year, Roanoke was awarded its 4th consecutive Pacesetter Award from the Campaign for Grade Level Reading for Star City Reads. The Center for Digital Government has recognized Roanoke as a top digital city every year since 2001. Roanoke's Parks and Recreation received the Governor's Environmental Excellence Award, honorable mention, for the implementation of the Virginia's Outdoors Plan. As part of the U.S. Department of Energy's Sunshot Initiative, Roanoke received the Soul Smart Bronze Award for advancing the growth of solar energy, showing we have taken important steps to encourage solar energy growth in our community. Our local government is a leader in best practices with departments such as the Parks and Recreation Department, Police, Fire, Sheriff, and the 9/11 Center meeting national accreditation standards. These recognitions and accomplishments are wonderful, but they only tell part of the story. Roanoke is an outstanding city in large part because we are a community. We're a community that is full of people who care. Someone once said, the change the world needs is not in the hands of everyone who is alive. It is in the work of those who deliberately contribute to make it a better place. Over the years, Roanoke has become a compassionate, vibrant city because of the contributions of time, energy, and commitment it receives from the people who live, work here, who live and work here, and these contributions are essential to making this city, a better place. I'm happy to report that Roanoke is seeing promising results from the outstanding contributions made this past year. Citizens, local government, businesses, agencies, and organizations are successfully working together to create a quality of life and bring positive change. This morning I want to share with you examples of those contributions. City services touch all aspects of our community, and the people who work in our local government influence the quality of services provided to citizens. The City of Roanoke is an organization with a dedicated group of hardworking individuals that work every day to provide the services that we depend upon. This year, through the Lunch with the Mayor program, I've had the opportunity to meet one-on-one with employees in different departments. And I'm not there to listen to complaints. That's not why I'm meeting, or to tell me what's going on in your department. That's not what it's all about. The program gives me a chance to listen to their feedback and ideas. That's so important, to let them know that someone is there listening. And to offer, most of all, my appreciation and support for their work. These conversations have confirmed my belief that city employees are dedicated to making our city the best that it can be. Also this year, I was honored to attend the celebration of National Public Works Week at our Public Works Service Center. It was a privilege to share a meal with employees who work so hard to repair our streets, maintain storm drains, collect solid waste, and recycling. They service our vehicles and maintain our green spaces. Our city employees go above and beyond what is expected to make sure our community is a great place. They maintain high standards so that we can have accredited police, fire, and 911 agencies, first-class libraries, quality recreation programs, clean and attractive parks and greenways, and neighborhoods free of trash and brush. Employees work behind the scenes to carry out the city's financial responsibilities, to oversee programs that help citizens in need, and to make sure the city's internal processes run smoothly. They do all this and a lot more because they understand the importance of their contribution to making Roanoke a great place to live. City employees also go above and beyond by participating in community-wide efforts. A good example is the Clean Sweep neighborhood cleanup in the Melrose, Rugby, and Melrose, Loudoun neighborhoods. This event exemplified what can be achieved when we combine our efforts. A total of 58 city employees from across the organization, including solid waste management, stormwater, police, parks and recreation, fleet management, code enforcement, and lead safe, as well as their managers and directors, took part in this event on a Saturday. Came in on a Saturday. So city crews collected more than 38 tons of trash, bulk, and brushes and trash in the community. The team also collected 90 tires that are laying around from residents and from the right-of-ways in our city. But most important, the collaboration gave everyone who participated a feeling of pride that they could contribute to something greater than themselves, and that's their community. This event reinforced the city's commitment to the Melrose target area, which is currently the focus of our community block grant funds to spur revitalization and improve the quality of life for our residents. And we moved that around to different neighborhoods. We just not one, but right now our focus is on the Melrose Orange Avenue target area for our community block grants. And for their work in this, I'd like to recognize two people The Public Works Director, Bob Bingston, I'd like him to stand, and Solid Waste Manager, Jeffrey Powell, for their leadership. Thank you. Thank you for your leadership, and I appreciate that. Thank you, and on behalf of City Council, please thank your staff for all the hard work done to make Clean Sweep a success. Another way city employees participated in community-wide events is through the Lee Youth Outdoor Basketball League. In the summer of 2015, the Roanoke Police Department joined Roanoke's Parks and Recreation, community organizations, and myself to start this league. During the summer, kids and teenagers between the ages of 11 and 18 are invited to play basketball 2 nights a week. At the games, people from all walks of life come forward to share how they have overcome obstacles to obtain success as a part of what we call a quality moment. While basketball attracts the kids to the league, it's what they learn from the quality moment presentations that we hope that they will remember. This summer, the league games were played at Melrose Park. Since starting the Lee Youth Outdoor Basketball League, we're seeing a change in the image of this park. This summer, no crimes, now hear this now, no crimes were reported in the park, and not a single arrest or ticket was issued. In fact, police data showed only one person calling 911 at the park during the summer from June 5th to July 19th, when the leagues were played. That's a significant result, and it proves that we are making a difference. And I want to thank our city employees in the police, the Parks and Recreation Department, Fire and EMS departments, as well as the Sheriff's Office, the Salvation Army, and Star City Reads, who come out to the games and interact with these young people for their part in helping us form relationships in the community. And I'd like to at this time recognize Officer Josh Johnson and Officer Nicholas Comas, because Josh Johnson has taken the lead in managing the Lee Youth Basketball League, and Officer Comas works with the youth in community service. These officers form and work with a team, making a difference by engaging and encouraging the youth in their Melrose community. Will they stand? Officer Comas and Josh Johnson. Let me just say, as a side note, Officer Comas works with the police department with those youngsters who are in community service. Now, you're in community service because you went to the juvenile system, and the juvenile system has you back at the park. Well, you're in the juvenile system because some police officer arrested you. Well, Officer Comas met some people he arrested this summer doing community service, and he took that opportunity to make a difference in their lives. So thank you, Officer Comas, for your work. We are fortunate that many individual citizens give their time through the municipal volunteer program to help our city. This year, 1,485 municipal volunteers contributed 11,663 hours of service. Volunteers serve as river keepers, monitoring our streams. They become tree stewards, helping us take care of the city's tree inventory. Some volunteers build trails with the pathfinders for greenways, or they help our libraries deliver books to the children. They also monitor conditions on greenways. In fact, during the month of June, 8 greenway ambassadors volunteered over 90 hours of time monitoring various parts of our greenway system. And there are many folks who serve on council-appointed boards and committees to provide guidance to our city government and this program. Volunteering is a huge time commitment, and we're so grateful for the contributions which make our city a better place. When it comes to community contributions, where do I begin? We are a community that comes together to help our fellow citizens. We have so many organizations that work with the city to provide help to those in need. In May of this year, we cut the ribbon on the Community Solution Center. The creation of the center was the result of community partners and resources coming together for the benefit of our residents. Feeding America Southwest Virginia, Goodwill Industries of the Valley, and Northwest Roanoke community leaders were critical in making this center a reality. Funding for the project came from Food Line Feeds and the City of Roanoke's Community Development Block Grant funds. The Roanoke Police Department also played a leading role. Now, this center offers a new resource in the Melrose community, providing a variety of services, a community kitchen, feeding programs, job training, a headquarters for community discussions. The community can gather there, and a location to meet with police officers. We think that's so important. Pamela Irving, the president and CEO of Feeding America Southwest Virginia, tells me that since the opening of the center, they have served more than 600 meals to the community. There's also been strong community engagement with their kids' farmers market, which teaches children how to buy nutritious food. And I'd like to ask Pam Irvin, president and CEO of Feeding America Southwest Virginia, and Rick Morrison, who worked with the Roanoke Police Department to make the Community Solutions Center a reality. I'd like for them to stand, Pam and Rick. Thank you. Thank you. The city partners with Goodwill Industries of the Valley for the Youth Summer Employment Program. This program offers youth a chance to gain work experience and learn skills through temporary jobs, preparing them for future job opportunities. This year, 123 students participated in job readiness training. At midsummer, 33 students had been placed in jobs at three different sites, with ongoing efforts to employ the additional 67 students. Roanoke is one of 50 cities that have joined a national effort to improve health in low-income neighborhoods. A local team comprised of Roanoke College, the City of Roanoke, Leap for Local Foods, Freedom First Credit Union, and United Way led the Invest Health effort. The program intends to provide better access to healthy food, physical activity, and public transportation for low-income neighborhoods. The city's homeless assistance team is a partner in RISE, which RISE is Rehousing Youth for Success in Education, a program facilitated by the United Way of the Roanoke Valley, which assists families with students to find permanent housing. This comprehensive approach to homelessness affecting children in our region brings together the resources and the expertise needed for real progress. In the past year, RISE, in partnership with the City of Roanoke's Central Intake, Roanoke City's public schools, and other community partners, assisted 21 families experiencing homelessness. These families, including 15 families with children enrolled in Roanoke City public schools, did not qualify for traditional resources, but had been living in hotels and motels and doubled up with friends and family. Thanks to the financial support and case management from the RISE partnership, these families now have safe, affordable housing with basic household necessities and connections to community resources, leading to outcomes of higher earnings and improved health and education for the entire family. I'd like to recognize Afida DeVries, if she's here, if she would stand, and Carol Tuning with our human services people. Afida and Carol, thank you. Thank you for your work with the city's team and for your efforts on this important initiative. Feeding America Southwest Virginia and the YMCA Roanoke Valley partnered with Roanoke Public Libraries on the Feed and Read program. At Feed and Read, children receive free USDA-approved meals as well as literacy and enrichment instruction while they eat, so their brains and bodies are nourished all summer. The program serves balanced, hot meals to children over a 10-week period each summer in all city library branches. This year, the program served 10,724 meals at all 6 city library branches from June 4th to August 17th. We don't want any of our children to go hungry. The city has shown leadership and collaboration with local agencies on Roanoke's campaign for grade level reading. The Star City Reads. This program is achieving measurable progress on students' readiness outcomes and has been recently and nationally recognized for its success. As the superintendent mentioned, Star City Reads is led by the Roanoke Public Libraries. The coalition now consists of 29 partners, including Feeding America Southwest Virginia, Roanoke City Public Schools, the Roanoke Police Department, Turn the Page, the Virginia Tech Carillion Research Institute, and other community organizations. Because of Star City Reads, kindergarten readiness, chronic absence, and summer learning rates are improving for the city as a whole and for low-income children in particular. The latest assessment shows that third grade reading SOL pass rates rose from 65.1% in 2013 to 76.1% in 2017. And I'd like to recognize our leader in our public libraries, Sheila Umberger, for her leadership in this program. Sheila, will you please stand? Thank you. And I could go on and on talking about Sheila and what we've done with the barbershops in our community, but that's for next year's State of the City. This summer, a youth and teen center was opened at Goodwill's Melrose Job Campus. It is a safe place for middle and high school age kids to go in the summer or after school and give them access to programs focused on financial education, summer employment, work experience, and vocational activities and mentoring. I want to thank Nicole Ross for her efforts to make this center a reality and for her compassion for the young people in our community. And I want to recognize Nicole. If she's here, I want her to stand. Nicole. Thank you for seeing an opening in this area and making it happen in an area where it's vitally needed. Thank you so much, Nicole. Now, the Salvation Army, New Day Center on Dale Avenue in Southeast, is a great example of community collaboration. The center is a community-based street outreach program and drop-in center for youth ages 18 to 24 who are aging out of foster care or who are homeless or at risk. And those are realities that we live in every day. We see that. New Day Center works with partner agencies to establish a referral system so the youth who come to the center get the help they need. And that means if the center can't provide what they need on site, it will get them to who can help them. The center also provides a 24/7 hotline for youth who need to reach out for help. And I'd like to recognize Captain Monica Sala with the Salvation Army for her passion and for her work. Monica, would you please stand? She has a passion to help and for these young people, and I want to thank her for her commitment to reach out a hand to help them. When issues arise, the people of Roanoke pull together to find solutions. A good example of this is the Roanoke Valley Hope Initiative. Now, this is a collaboration of volunteers and local agencies led by the Roanoke Police Department and Bradley Free Clinic to provide resources for the treatment and recovery from drug addiction. This initiative is working, and we are optimistic for its future success. Since its inception last year, more than 160 participants have sought information and referrals from the program. More than 82% received treatment options, and all agreed to pursue the treatment options identified. I'd like to recognize our police chief, Tim Jones, and his staff, and thank him for their leadership in this program, because it was an idea that generated from our police department, the Hope Center. Chief, will you please stand, and your officers that are with you, would they stand, please? Thank you for your work and commitment to public safety in our city. Earlier, Dr. Bishop gave you an update on Roanoke City Public Schools and their efforts to prepare our children for success in life. I'm proud to say that Roanoke continues to be part of the Community College Access Program at Virginia Western, funded by the city and neighboring localities to make college available tuition-free to graduates of our public high schools. This year, 62 graduates from William Fleming High School and 55 graduates from Patrick Henry High School were offered and accepted CCAP for their 2018-2019 school year. A total of 605 Roanoke City Public School students have completed the program since its inception. This is another example of how we contribute as a community and as a region to give our young people a chance to succeed. And that contribution really yields an enormous benefit by shaping our citizens of tomorrow. Now, let's talk about the business community. There are many contributions from inside Roanoke's business community that make our city great. Business leaders in the Roanoke region have indicated they want more opportunities for future leaders to build essential skills to advance in an existing business or grow their own business as entrepreneurs. At RAMP, the regional business accelerator located in downtown Roanoke, aspiring entrepreneurs have the opportunity to learn to use their skills, talents, and interests to propel their high-potential startups to expand and create jobs in the STEM 8 fields. RAMP, which stands for Regional Acceleration and Mentoring Program, is a partnership of Virginia Western Community College, the City of Roanoke, and the Roanoke-Blacksburg Technology Council, focusing on the Roanoke Valley and New River Valley. RAMP is our region's first technology startup accelerator program, and it's been very successful. This is a valuable contribution to the future growth of Roanoke's business community, as well as other localities in our region. And I encourage you as business people to continue your support of this program. And you've heard me say Virginia Western. I want the president, Dr. Bobby Sandell, to please stand, and Robert McCartan, is he here? I want them to stand to be recognized. And we're especially pleased with the Blacksburg Technology Council for their contribution to this valuable resource and new business. And again, that's regional cooperation working together to make a difference. Modeled after the ABC hit show Shark Tank, Roanoke Star Tank offers an opportunity for people with remarkable ideas to make business presentations to panel of potential investors who have access to capital, connections, and the knowledge to help make businesses succeed. Star Tank, in 2014 at the Grandin CoLab, a co-working place designed to help startups and small businesses find, maintain, and gain traction. Through the leadership of local entrepreneurs, Chris DeSimone, Chris, thank you, and with the support of many organizations, Star Tank's central goal is to support the growth of the local economy. It does this by jump-starting viable new businesses and growing local existing businesses. And I applaud the outstanding contribution. Another way business leaders are stepping up to add to the vitality and growth of Roanoke future business community. Another success story for empowering local entrepreneurs is to start new businesses. And one of the ways we did that is the Mayor's Business Summit. In January, I sponsored the 2018 Business Summit at CoLab, which focused on the gig economy. This was a follow-up to my first business summit held in 2017, which was well attended by the community. These events were sponsored by the city's Economic Development Department, Freedom First, and the Virginia Small Business Development Center. At the events, experts share the pros and cons of owning a business, including guidance for financing options, how to obtain a business license, manage insights from local business owners. This event also emphasized the importance of mentorship in a company's development, and how vital is it to have someone to act as a sounding board and ask the right question. From these business summits, small business owners have emerged to find success. At this time, I would like to recognize two people who used what they learned at the business summit to start their new businesses. I'd like to recognize Ms. Shauna Hardy, who is the owner of Pampered Perfection, a pet grooming business on Melrose Avenue. Shauna, if you would stand up. And Melvin Davis, owner of Upper Echelon Retail Clothing at Valley View Mall. Melvin, are you still here? All right. These two people attended the business summit and used what they learned to open their own businesses. Congratulations. With such positive results, we're excited, and I've scheduled another business summit for Tuesday, October the 23rd. Winston Churchill, as I close, Winston Churchill once said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." From what I have shared today, it's easy to see that Roanoke's greatest, most effective givers are the people who make up the Star City. You care about Roanoke, and through your efforts that create a sense of optimism and momentum and show we are making a difference in the lives of others. As we've seen, this happens by working together to contribute to the quality of life for everyone who calls themselves Roanokers. And the more involved everyone is, the better our city will be. As mayor, I'm proud to live in a place where people come together and help each other succeed in their personal and in their business endeavors. We're so passionate about our city. We've done so much, but there's still more to do. To our community, I say thank you for your contribution and your commitment to continue the work. And I ask you to join me in a commitment to keep the momentum going and continue building a positive future for Roanoke together. Thank you, and God bless you.
One word sums it up: wow. All-American City 7 times. And I have to say, I recall when Mayor Lee put his initiatives out when he started in his role, and I said, that's going to be tough. How's he going to get there? Wow, the job you've done. One more round of applause for Mayor Lee, Mr. Cowell, and Superintendent Bishop. And sometimes I go off script, and this is one of them. The last 2 weekends I've traveled, and those who know me know that I'm an outdoorsman, and I'm not going to stay in a hotel room long. A couple weekends ago I was in Raleigh-Durham area, and I got one of the bicycles and rode through the downtown. I like to see what everybody else has to offer, so when I come back here, what is it we can do that maybe somebody else has picked up on, and how we can implement something. And last weekend, I was in Charlotte and jumped on one of these new birds and rode around. That's quite the experience. But what I realized is I've looked at all these pictures today, and that actually gives me chills to see. They don't hold, they can't touch what we have to offer in this beautiful community. We are privileged, and we are privileged to live in these Blue Ridge Mountains, and it goes across our entire footprint. All of us need to continue to work together to sell this great place we live, because this is awesome. This is one of the best kept secrets in the U.S., and it's time for this to quit being a secret. We've got a gold mine here, folks. We really do. All right, back to script, Mark. The State of the City address will be replayed on RVTV 3, August 29th and September 2nd. If you haven't registered for the 32nd Annual Small Business Awards, please plan to attend on Thursday, November 1st, 5:30 to 9 here at the Hotel Roanoke and Conference Center. Those of you who go, that is a huge event, and we have a lot of great businesses in this community. So please come out, say thank you to those businesses, and recognize those great individuals out there. Last but not least, let me thank again today's sponsors, Appalachian Power, Carilion Clinic, First Citizens Bank, Poe and Crunk Real Estate Group, RGC Resources, Spillman Thomas Battle, and last but not least, our wonderful chamber staff who works tirelessly to make sure that we can promote events like this and continue our work with economic development within the Valley. Thank you for attending and enjoy the rest of the day.